Look at you, hacker. A pathetic creature of meat and bone, panting and sweating as you run through my corridors. How can you challenge a perfect, immortal machine?
What's going on, guys? My name's Illmatic, and like many of you, I've been inundated by this constant barrage of Dead Space 3 previews on the internet and TV with the epic, incredible Phil Collins Hard Rock in the Air of the Night remix, with the hero jumping off the cliff into the abyss with the scowl on his face and the mask is forming up, and it's like, fuck yeah! It's so cliched, man, and it got me thinking back to earlier sci-fi survival horror games, and in particular this one, System Shock 2, by Looking Glass Studios from 1999. It is in many ways the father to both BioShock and Deus Ex. Ken Levine, the creator of the BioShock series, who has credited this game as the inspiration to his BioShock series, he worked on this game before he worked on BioShock. And then you have Warren Spector, who worked on System Shock before going on to create Deus Ex, and it shares many elements of the game with this one. With the whole cyberpunk future identity that System Shock revolves around with Deus Ex, and even down to the protagonists. They look similar in both games with their goggles and just general feel of the game. So spawned many great games, and this one in and of itself is considered one of the greatest games of all time, featured on many all-time greatest games lists, and is very often cited as the scariest game of all time. Now, if this was before your time, it doesn't hold up graphically to the games of today, so you may not have the same appreciation for it that us older gamers do. But if you guys know anything about me, the type of games I enjoy, I don't put a whole lot of stock into the graphics. I'm all about the gameplay, and this one had it in spades. And not only that, but the sound design is some of the best I've ever experienced in a game. And as somebody who has a background in that, that's something I truly appreciate. I mean, it could just make the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. So chilling and haunting what they do with the sound. But you guys will see it as we jump into it here. I'll just point out real quick that there are many modifications to this game. Even today, they're making new stuff. And just a funny side story, the System Shock community was turned up into a frenzy recently because one of the members discovered this own little contained bubble of a System Shock community over in France. They've got their own message board over there, and they independently created this amazing modification to the game called New Dark, which just radically changes so much to the game. I mean, the regular community made a ton of improvements of their own, don't get me wrong, but I mean, this one just opens it up so much, so it was kind of interesting to see that. It's almost as if the regular System Shock community had discovered the Rosetta Stone, or a monolith of alien technology, and just took the game so much further ahead. So breathing new life into it after all these years. I love it. And so let's go ahead and jump into it now. I'm going to keep it on normal, because I haven't played this game in forever, and it was quite challenging to begin with, so that'll be fine. Let's go ahead and jump into it.
Welcome to the Ramsey Center UNN recruitment facility. Please watch your step when leaving the train. The grav shafts at the end of the hall will take you to the street-level training and recruitment center. Please proceed to the grav shafts.
Alright, so we'll come over here and take a quick glance at some of the new models, which was created by the community. Now, this may not look like much, but if you were to see the original game, their faces were just a polygonal mess. Basically just two planes meeting together at the nose and just a stretched distortion of all kinds of nastiness. So they've improved it quite a bit, though they still act a bit odd with their limbs and their head movements. One thing I noticed is it appears they're wearing fishnets and a thong. I'm not sure if that's intentional, if they're trolling us or what. I don't know. But at least there's pockets on it, folks. It's a utility fishnet, keeping it practical. I like it. Yeah, somebody was in a hurry. So let's go ahead and
the grav shafts to proceed to the street level recruitment.
Whoosh. All right. I mean, the scope and scale of this game is just so massive. I remember, even with the older graphics, playing back in 1999, I got this game when it came out, and playing on my 3DFX Voodoo card, I was just blown away. And they really did a beautiful job. Not quite sure what's going on in this room. You got two twins talking to each other. Ooh. I'm going to back away from that. A little creepy. So I'll show you guys an Easter egg if you want to take a look at that. There aren't many in the game, but this one right here gets thrown at you right from the beginning. So we're going to go jump, grab, and lift up. This game does have the same mechanics as Thief, because it is based on the same engine, the dark engine of Thief and Thief 2. Oh yeah, look at that, folks. We're playing basketball. Basketball is my favorite sport. I like to go and dribble up and down the court. We're going to hold on to that ball for a while because it will come in useful down the road. So here's a basic training. I'm not going to waste your time with that. It basically look left, look right. This is how you use a mouse. Kind of redundant.
If you've completed basic training, you're ready for the advanced lessons provided here. Advanced training will familiarize you with the 3 key areas of military service: weapons training, technical training, and psionics training. Approach the Cyberlink booth of your choice to train in that area. When you finish training in the 3 areas, proceed directly to the recruitment center to choose and start your military career.
Alright guys, so there are 3 branches to the game which are vastly different from each other, and this is a choice we have to make right out of the gate, and I'm going to enlist your help. I want you to tell me which path I should go down. So just to briefly run them down, you have the Marines, which is weapon based. It's more of a run and gun, brute force type of ability, and that's the one that I've played the most. And it's fun, but I'm kind of looking forward to maybe trying one of these other ones. So over here you have the Navy, which is technical based. You're going to be a hacker, and hacking comes in useful in so many different aspects of the game. Taking over security systems, cameras, turrets, hacking into replicators, and getting in doors and areas that you wouldn't normally be able to get into. Though I will say that you still have quite a bit of weapon skill. So these two are closer together to each other, with of course weapons being more brute force and this one being more obviously technical based. And there's some other things you can do in the game in terms of modifications to your weapons, research abilities, where you can get actually implants. But anyhow, they are a little more similar to each other than this one over here. This one is vastly different, the Psionic Skills, and that's where you've got telekinetic abilities through the use of a psionic amp, which plugs into your body, and you can do things like use the Force, make things come over to you, and shoot, cryokinesis, different kind of powers and abilities, and it's almost like being a caster or a mage. Of course, the things you learn aren't so fantastical. It's all sci-fi based. But, you can learn many different abilities as the game goes on and do all kinds of kind of cool stuff. Though you're much less proficient in weapons and just general fighting ability as you are with these 2 paths. This is way different. So anyhow, I'm going to jump into each one of these and there's a narrator that talks. I'm going to kind of turn him down just a little bit because he's a bit long-winded. But I will let you hear the intros real quick. So let's jump into each one.
All right, wannabe. If you want to learn the weapon skills it takes to even think about joining the Marines, come on in. We're looking for a few good men. Good to have you on.
Alright, so once you jump in, you can grab the weapons and get a feel for the game and how each particular path is going to work. So right here you see, they just give you a pistol and show you what that's all about. The explosion animation on this is still kind of janky, though the weapon models have been upgraded. I mean, look at that laser pistol. That looks sharp. Now, laser pistols are based on energy, which needs to be refilled. They take energy instead of bullets, of course, and if you find a recharge station, it'll replenish that, so then you can use your weapons. So, bam, 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 bam. Yeah. Alright, so that's basically an idea about what the Marines are all about. Run and gun. Bang, bang. And like I said, it is fun. It is fun. There's all kind of cool weapons that you can use in the game, so nothing wrong with that in the slightest. Next thing, though, is going to be the Navy. So let's go take a look at that.
Inside, we'll teach you the basics of some technical skills you'll need in the Navy.
Alright, short and sweet. I like it. So once you jump in here, you will see something called nanites. Now, nanites are almost a bit of a currency. You'll see that down here. That's your nanite meter, and when I pick these up, boom, you see that I have nanites. Now, you will need those to perform hacks. So if I come over here to the door and click on this keypad, if I was another character, I wouldn't perhaps be able to get through this door. but being a hacker, I can click hack, and then it's going to use some of my nanites in order to do this. See, it's got a cost of 3, so it takes 3 nanites out of my total. And then once you start this, your basic goal is to connect 3 of these nodes in a row. However, there's something called ice nodes, and you don't want to touch that because that could make the hack fail, or worse, it can actually hurt you, like initiate a self-destruct protocol. So anyhow, you just connect 3 of them together, and see if you get one of those black nodes up, and then you can't go that way, you've got to go a different path. Now that was incredibly easy. This is the tutorial level, though those do get much harder as the game progresses, and you'll have things like much more of those ice nodes, much more of the black nodes, and even timers on a lot of those things, so it does get a lot harder. Here's what is called a replicator, and with the replicator you can, it's like a vending machine. You can buy items, but you can also hack it to get in there and get stuff for free perhaps. So that's a quick rundown about what the hacking ability is all about.
You learned the basics of the technical skills. There are several other technical skills you'll learn throughout the course of your career, such as repairing items and modifying weapons. The cyber interfaces for these tasks are similar to the hacking interface. Before you enlist in the Navy, try out the other training courses. They'll be useful.
Alright, and that leads us to the last one, which is the Psionic Skills.
Inside, you will learn how to reach out with your mind. Do not let fear block your path. We've provided you with the red bar at the lower left of your
Alright, turn that back down. Let's pick up these. These are called Psi-Amps, so you can kind of see this almost like your spell points when I use this. So down here you'll see my psionic ability meter. Right now it's at 5, so if I use some of these, that's like a needle that I'm injecting in myself to gain more psionic powers. Now it's up to 57, so that's kind of, like I said, my spell points. Then you come over here and grab your Psi-Amp, which is totally badass. Look at that. Beautiful job they did on that. And you got different powers that you can use. So, for instance, if I want to take out this robot, I can come over here and pick cryokinesis and choose to freeze him. So you got a little meter there at the bottom. I don't know if you guys saw that. And you try to go as far over as you can without going too far. So I'll show you what happens if I go too far. If I overcharge it, it's going to hurt myself. So I did lose a little bit of life there. And as the game gets harder, you can lose a lot more life than that. This is just a tutorial, so they're not going to punish you too bad. But boom, there you go. That's how that works. Pretty awesome. And then you also have this ability right here called Side Pull. And it's like you're using the force, making things come to you. Not too shabby. So that's an idea about how that works.
Mastery of the mind is a slow but rewarding process. Return to this area if you need more guidance. Before you enlist in the OSA, it would be useful to experiment in the other training courses.
And as I said, there's a lot more that you can learn in terms of the abilities that you can use with your psionic skills as the game progresses. So that's just a little sample of each of the 3 branches. And now it is time to choose.
Here's where you make your choice, soldier. Here's where you enlist in one of the 3 branches of the military. Once you decide on your branch of service, there's no going back. The shuttle will take you to a UNN orbital space station, where you'll receive a briefing regarding your yearly postings. Good luck.
Alright folks, so at this point I'm going to turn it over to you. Which should I choose? Should I go with the Marines and bang bang, run and gun? Should I go with the Navy and be a technically proficient hacker with also weapon skills? Or should I go completely different and choose the Special Forces, the OSA, and be a Jedi Knight badass? You guys tell me. Alright, just chime in the comments below. Let me know what I should do, and then in the next video, we'll go from there. The game gets a lot of fun very quickly as soon as we choose one of these paths. All kind of shit breaks loose. So I look forward to seeing you in the next video, guys, and take care. Alright.